Welcome back to another video, guys. Today I'm going to be showing you how to replace your headlights on a 2007 Mitsubishi Galant. So this is my dad's car, and as you can see, the headlights are really yellow, and you can use those restoration kits to like buff out all the oxidization and make it look clear, but we've done that a couple times now and it keeps getting yellow and we're just tired of it. So we decided to buy these lights, and it was about $200 in total for both lights, including shipping. And you can just see like these are like super clear, especially compared to that. So I'm gonna show you guys how to install these. So the first thing you want to do is pop the hood. While you get the headlight itself out, it's held in 4 different locations. There's a screw here, here, over here, and there's like a ball joint down here that just pops out. So these 2 are easy to access. This 3rd point right here is kind of a pain to get to. What you're gonna have to do is there's 3 bolts in here, and you gotta loosen those to make a gap, and then you can get to this one. And you also need to lift this up slightly just so you can get the light itself out. So to start, we're just gonna get these 2 out just because they're nice and simple and open, and then we're gonna go to this big mess over here. Now to make the life a little bit easier in the future, we're just gonna pull out some of these clips that hold us in, and they're not hard to do. You just lift up from this top part and it pulls right out, and as you can see, I'm already missing one. So now that makes this piece all loose, so when we pull this out, it'll be nice and easy to get out. So for this next step, we're going to be reaching underneath this little panel right here, so that way we can reach the 3 bolts that attach right here. And I found that it's easy to turn the wheel all the way to the right or left, depending on which side you're doing, just so you have plenty of space right here to get into without the tire being in the way. Usually there'll be a couple clips like the ones that were on the bumper, but as you can see, someone's been in here and they've popped off and they're no longer attached. So that just makes our job easier. But there is one still right here, so I'm just gonna pop it out real fast. So you see that bolt right there, we're gonna just take that out. And we'll just set this to the side. So this is the bolt that we just took out right here. And if you look in this divot right here, there's another bolt right here. So we're just gonna take our 10mm ratchet and we're gonna just angle it. And I find that if you angle it so it's like level with the ground, it's usually a pretty good angle to get it from. There we go. We got another one out. And with that, I think that is all the nuts we gotta take out as far on this piece. So now I'm just gonna try and push this piece off so we can move it out of the way. Just like a clip right there. There we go. Move this piece out of the way a little bit. And now with that, that's plenty of space to get our hand in there and be able to use a ratchet to disconnect right along this. And since there's such a tight space in here, you guys won't be able to really see a lot of anything. So you guys can just watch this line. You can see it expand as I undo these 3 bolts that attach it. There we go, that's the last one. So now as you can see, this part is totally detached, and this is attached by 2 more bolts up here and a couple more back here, but we're not gonna worry about those. All right, so now we're just gonna take out this one and this one right here. But with that, this is now nice and loose, and we can finally get this light out. So I almost totally forgot. Now that this bumper is loose, we can get to this bolt right here, this bottom bolt on the light, really easily. So we'll just come in here and just take that off real fast. There you have it. It's our last bolt. So now we can get this light out. So now those 4 points that were holding it in, we got those 3 done, and now it's just a little ball joint down here. Just pop this out, just like that. And then if you kind of pull out, you can get this top part to pop out. Just get this back under. Rotate a little bit. There you go. It is out. And now with this all loose like that, we can get these wires in the back out. So the biggest difference you'll notice is on the old one, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. But on this new one, you got 1, 2, 3. So basically what they did is, I guess they like revamped the light or something, I don't know. But they basically took your low beam and your high beam, they combined it into one. So these have 2 pins, but this has 3 pins, and that's because the negative just shares. And so you have your high beam and low beam. I don't know which one's which, but I'll explain that in a minute which one is. But basically that's all you gotta know is you gotta combine these 2 into one plug right there. And to do that, I just went down to O'Reilly's and I picked up this universal plug that fits. So that is the part number. And I'll put a link for it in the description as well if you guys want it. But basically you just need this plug, and then you're gonna cut the wires in there, splice it to this, and this just plugs right into there. So when you look at it and they're different, don't like freak out, because I know that when I looked at it I was kind of like, holy crap, I got the wrong part, what am I gonna do? It's not a big deal, it's just a newer version, and I did it and now it works. But I was talking to my friend, he has more electrical experience than I do, and with these bulbs, they're just regular bulbs that you find in cars. But with them being combined into one, sometimes they will overheat and they'll burn out fast. So the easy fix to that is just replace it with an LED one instead of the regular halogen. So with that being said, I'll show you how to wire this into these 2 wires down here. Alright, so we have all the lights right here, and just to make my life simpler, we only need to focus on these 2 for the new wiring harness, I guess. And these 2 what we can just use normally. So I'm just going to take these out. And so there's just a little push pin right here underneath this tape, and it just pops right out. This one's just a normal clip. Push it in, it comes out. Usually. There you go. So now these just plug right into the new light, so you don't have any problem with these. But these 2, we're gonna have to splice. So the first thing you want to do is you're gonna want to start your car, but make sure that these aren't touching anything, because these get really hot really fast, and you don't want to like single some plastic and just melt into it. So I'm going to leave these dangling in the air, and when I start it, the low beam will turn on and the high beam won't. So you'll be able to find out which one's the high beam wire, which one's the low beam wire. So I'll let you guys watch that. So this one is the high beam, because the high beams aren't on right now. This one's your low beam. So just keep in your head which one's which, and you should be good. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to cut them each off about that far away. And now that is the high beam off. Snip it. So now if you open up this, you'll see that this has 3 wires coming out of it, and this has 4. It has this yellow with a red stripe, this black with a red stripe, this plain black, and this orange with a blue stripe. So these colorful ones, this orange and yellow one, those 2 are the ones that with power. And then this black and red one and this black one, those are your negatives, so these can get spliced together. And now you have 3 wires. So I'm going to strip all 4 of these, and I'm going to strip these 3, so that we have some clean terminals to connect. So you can see. Alright, so for this next step, you're going to grab the middle wire. And I'll throw up a wiring diagram for what I found. But basically this is just going to be your neutral wire. So this middle wire connects to this black wire and this black and red wire. So what I did on the other side is I took the black wire and the black and red wire, and I twist them together. And then the middle wire on this is just going to connect right to those. So I'm just going to use a crimp connector and just really clamp those down good. So you just take these, take one of these blue crimp connectors. You can find these at AutoZone or like O'Reilly's or really anywhere. Slide that in. Then take your blue connector, that middle wire, and run that in as well. And then I take these linemans, or you can get actual crimpers, and I actually use this part first, and I use the circle part to really crimp it down more. So you just take that, just crunch it, snug it in there. So there you have it. That's good and tight. It's not going to come undone. But I usually just wrap in electrical tape. That's up to you if you want to or not. For this video, I'm not going to right now, but I probably will in a minute. So now going off the diagram on the screen, this lower wire on the right, if you position it like that, this wire on the right is your low beam wire, and so that's going to go to the actual low beam wire, which is this orange and black looking one. So we're just going to take another crimp connector, slide that on, slide this one in, just crunch it. Slight tug test, we good. And then this last wire on the left, this is going to go to that yellow and red wire. So one more crimp connector and we should be good as far as wiring goes. Man, there you have it. So now I'm going to turn the car on. I'll turn the high beam on, and when the high beams come on, this will get brighter if it is done right. Awesome, so that works, and that means I can wrap up electrical tape and we can plug it all into the light. So as you can see, I already put in those other two bulbs, and this one goes in like that and has this cool little screw tab. Comes on, screw that, it's secured in place. So with that, we can now bring the light over and we can hook all this stuff up. And it's gonna be kind of hard to show you as I click it all in, but it's literally impossible to mess up. So just match the shapes. It's like you're in kindergarten. That goes there. This goes there. Maybe. There we go. And this one plugs in right there. Bam. Just like that. It's all done. Let's push this back into place, and when you push this in place, make sure you don't like catch this underneath the metal. So I'm going to peel this up just enough that it's not going to get stuck. So now to get this in place, put this corner in first. Like that. Then you can bend this corner up here, just push that below it. There you go. Putting it back in is a lot easier than taking it out for some reason. I think they made a better design when they did this, I guess, I don't know. So that ball joint clicks in right there. Then we can put this bolt in and this bolt up here. Alright, well there you have it. That's how to install new headlights on 2007 Mitsubishi Galant. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As you can see, they look awesome, especially compared to the old ones. I couldn't be happier. Well, actually I could because the wiring kind of sucked, but now you know how to do it. If you guys found this helpful, be sure to give it a like, and if you want to see more videos like this, I'd appreciate a subscription. Anyways, thanks you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.